All right, 1-7. This stage is can be difficult at first. Um, it's not super difficult when you get the flow of your button presses. You understand how the flow works. This beginning section is very input heavy. So I've got the videos slowed down a little bit. We won't go through the whole thing slowed down, but it'll really help you see a lot easier what's going on. The very beginning, like I said, it's input heavy, so we'll be slowed down for the first part. So when the stage starts, you're right just on a normal flat ground here, and there's a little log that goes up. There's a melon bug jumping up and down here. What you want to do is you don't want to run all the way up this again because it's a slope. You want to jump, and then as the melon bug is coming down, or whatever he's doing, it may not be this exact cycle for you. I kind of nudge him, bump him a little bit with Yoshi first, and then tongue him. Just like that. It's real quick. It happens real fast. And the main thing you want to remember here is you do kind of run on this slope, so if you're not careful, you will lose speed. And because Yoshi is swallowing an enemy, if you do that wrong, you will lose even more speed. And as a result, if you're not careful, you will... that doesn't look very far out of a jump, but I promise you, you will miss it. If you're not, watching your how you're eating the egg and how you're jumping off this thing. So I lose a little bit of speed, but I go ahead and make it over. And then I run off here, and I tongue this melon bug and get him in my mouth. And as I'm running up the slope on purpose, I continue to hold right on the D-pad, and then I just tap A to throw a neutral. And what happens is, for some reason, the egg goes right through the log and hits the flower. And as soon as it hits the flower, I jump, swallow the guy that's in my mouth, I land here, and as soon as I land, I take a couple steps, I think. Yeah, a couple steps, and then I spit the melon bug out, and what that's going to do is kill this piranha plant. And it'll kill the piranha plant, and then I jump over it as it bounces, and as you pass through this, where this piranha plant was, there's going to be a hidden star cloud right here that you'll hear come up. And as soon as you hit it and make it visible, and when you land, immediately throw an upshot. And then jump through the star cloud so you'll get all the stars. And then as you're jumping through the star cloud to get the stars, that melon bug will come back. And you want to eat him, make an egg out of him. And then jump up. And then there's a couple different things that'll happen here. Ideally, you want this melon bug to be in this ball form, so you can kick it. And what you're going to want to do is kick it and run to the edge of the slope and then jump and start aiming an egg. But ideally, you want to kick that so that it will kill these tap-taps. Sometimes he will not ball up and he'll be in his bug form standing right here. That's okay. You just want to make sure as this tap-tap is coming up the hill, since he's not in his ball form, you will not kick him and it will not kill these tap-taps. So you want to make sure you jump in plenty of time to avoid this tap-tap. But right here, the bug came back down. I kick, I jump, and start aiming an egg. This shot is very tricky, and it's hard to do at first. It's pretty easy, not hard at all once you give it enough practice. What you want the egg to do is you want to let the cursor come up as you're going forward, and you want to let it go about right there. You want to let it go about right there. And what that egg will do is it'll go through and it'll clear all this foam out of the way, and it'll drop a flashing egg here and a flashing egg here. What you want to do after you do that is you want to flutter enough to touch this egg and get it, and then immediately swallow the guy in your mouth. And what I do is I land right here and then I jump. And the reason we do that is because you need the camera to scroll up so that you can load this flower in. So I jump up and then up again off this platform and immediately throw an upshot with my flashing egg. You will notice that the flashing egg is next on your shot, and you want that to happen. This flashing egg will go up and hit the flower and hopefully fall down this hole and right on top of you so you can grab it. And then you'll get this other flashing egg and take it with you. Sometimes when you hit this flower, the red coin will bounce on over here or over here. It's not a problem. You lose a little bit of time, sure, but it is certainly not reset worthy. You just tongue the egg and keep going. So that's exactly what happens here. The coin drops down and I grab it. And one thing, really important thing you want to make sure you're doing here is you're not loading in these taps too soon. Because you need to be able to jump right there on the edge. And if you load these taps in too soon, they will be standing right there and it will mess this entire rhythm up. So we throw the egg up, get the coin. And if you have to come out here and grab the coin, it will load these taps in. What you can do is just run to the left a little bit and then back to reload the taps to make them in the optimal position, so you don't miss this shot. And what I do when I land here, and you're gonna see me let go of right on the D-pad, and I jump up when I'm not holding any direction on the D-pad, and then I just throw a neutral. And what that does is it's gonna break the foam, get this coin, and it's gonna bounce up and get this coin. And that shot can be tricky as well. Again, this entire beginning section is just incredibly input heavy. But it's got a good rhythm. This stage has a really good rhythm, and it makes it not that difficult once you really kind of start to dance to that rhythm, for lack of a better term. This stage does not stay hard for very long. So after that, you can just ignore this guy. It's getting eggs down there is really slow. And you'll notice that you're carrying a flashing egg here, and you want to make sure that you're using it at the right spot so you can get the red coin. So what I do is I jump off and I land here. And I run down this slope on purpose a little bit, and then I jump in just enough to catch the top of this goal ring, so I can catch the top of the goal ring and clear this pillar in one jump. I think now I will go ahead and switch back to a normal play speed. So yeah, anyway, we'll grab this, and you'll let it count, and then as soon as it lets you go and you regain control of Yoshi, you'll fly over this pillar here and then immediately throw a neutral so that the flashing egg will bounce, and then break off the flower. And then you want to kind of lead Yoshi to the left so that you get the coin that comes out of the egg. So here, these are 3 red coins, and you'll notice that one of them is kind of off the ledge here, and you're too low to jump up and get all 3. So what I do is I jump up here and I do a little left-right to get them. And this is the section where the fuzzies start coming. And this section, I love this stage, I really do, but this section is just freaking annoying. These fuzzies are complete RNG. You will get a different pattern almost every time you come to the stage. And you just want to make sure, as a general rule, you want to make sure that you're not touching them. Because as you get touched by a fuzzy, I think each fuzzy you touch wastes about a half a second. So I mean, if you touch like 4 or 5 fuzzies through here, I mean, you're losing 2 or 3 seconds when you just by running through here, which is obviously bad. But it's also worth noting that getting hit is not the end of the world here. But you'll see me, this section is going to look a little bit sloppy, but I did it on purpose for the tutorial just to not get hit by the fuzzy. So I jump up, and you'll notice that I got a really bad pattern here. They're right in my path, so I kind of wait and then go, and then to add insult to injury here, I have another bad pattern of a fuzzy right by the egg block that I need to get 6 eggs out of. So I have to kind of I don't know, just fart around right here until this piece of crap gets out of the way, and then I get 6 eggs here, and you notice that also I'm getting dangerously close to this. I took a chance here, and it ended up paying off. So I got my 6 eggs without getting touched by the fuzzy, and I ran off, grabbed my eggs. And ideally, what you want to do if there's not a stupid fuzzy right here is you want to just run and then throw a neutral to grab this flower and keep going. But I could not do that, so I had to wait around yet again before I could throw it. And then keep going. And another bad spot. This was probably one of the worst patterns I've ever had. And I had to do another left right there to avoid getting hit. And then you want to make sure you upshot this flower. No big deal there. So I jump, and as you jump over Alpha here, there's going to be a 1-up fly guy. And you're going to want to up tug him as you jump under him. And I kind of did this a little bit slow. You'll watch Brooklyn and other guys do this a little bit faster. But I just like to make sure that I get the eggs I need here, and I get these coins, and then the star cloud. So I get those red coins, and I swallow him, and then I keep the last milled in my mouth because I have 6 eggs, and I have a guy in my mouth. So after I use the egg on the star cloud, I'll be at 5 eggs, and then I'm going to swallow this enemy in my mouth to put me back at 6 before we go to the next screen. So as I'm jumping up here, you kind of have to just get familiar with the direction of the neutral. As you jump up here, right before Yoshi gets to about right here, you want to throw the neutral, and what that's going to do is it's going to bounce, break open the star cloud, and let you jump as it's breaking open, and then swallow the enemy in your mouth. And again, you can see by what my eggs did here that I kind of lost speed here, but again, it's not the end of the world. So anyway, and then you go on to the which is actually the last screen in 1.7, but you got to hit a sub area before you can finish. So right off the bat in this room, you're gonna run across, these are little suspendable bridge things. I don't know what these are called. You run across it, it's gonna dip down, and all you gotta do is run across it to get this red coin. And I kind of jump out of it just to kind of get out of there a little faster because it's like a slope. It'll slow you down. And as you're coming here, this is another really tricky shot. You're going to have to just play with this until it's comfortable. You start aiming an egg from the bottom, and as it's at this angle with this platform, you let it go. And what it does is it bounces here, and then skips off the water and gets these 3 red coins. I missed that about half the time in my World 3 and 4 runs that I do leading up to doing a full run. I'll miss that about half the time. If that happens, you can literally just stand. You can literally just stand right here. If you have to come back, you can stand right here and just toss an egg in here, and it will bounce and get them, no problem. So the optimal strat here is when you get that shot, you're going to come to where this log is right here and throw an up shot, because there's foam with a little bouncing up arrow right here. And I threw my up shot, but it didn't break the foam enough to drop the arrow, so I had to actually... Oh, wait a minute. Yes, it did. Maybe that was a different run I was thinking of. Oh, okay, that's what it was. I got the arrow down, but my head hit the foam on the way up. And again, yeah, it's a time loss, but it's not reset worthy. Those are just small mistakes that you just play through. And up here, yet again, 4 more tricky sky shots that you want to do, because the way this is vanilla, you do this in the non-speedrun route. There's actually a beanstalk over here that will lead you up, and there's clouds up here, and there's 4 red coins up here. But obviously beanstalks are slow. You know, this is a speed run. We don't do things slow. So what I do is, as soon as I regain control of Yoshi, I bounce to the right, eat this guy, and then eat this guy, and I stand. There's the 1, 2, 3rd little tuft of flowers here. I stand right on the right side here, and you look up and you jump at the same time the screen is scrolling up and throw an up shot. That will get the first coin in this section. And then as soon as you do that, you will see by default Yoshi is turned around, and you kind of want to... I'm holding up here, and then you want to start aiming another up shot, and then let the cursor come over a little bit, and then let that one go as well, and you'll get that coin. And then you got to do kind of the same thing over here. I opt for a little bit slower of a strat to get these last 2 coins, because it's 100% consistent for me. I jump over this pipe and I eat these guys. It's kind of slow, but you stand on the edge of that pipe, hold up again, and then jump over, and it's at the peak of this. There's a red coin here. There's not a red coin here, but there's one here. So what I do is I throw the upshot to get that one, and then I kind of, instead of doing the cursor to go over to angle it over here, I kind of flutter directly underneath it for the even upshot. And then I eat these 2 flower petals to end up with 6 eggs, because you absolutely want 6 eggs going into 1/8. That's the main speedrun strat for 1/8. You absolutely need 6 eggs going into 1/8. And as you exit the stage, it's worth noting you can pipe glitch here. But we have recently found out that there's like some weird subpixel things that go on in the next screen if you pipe glitch here. So whether or not you want a pipe glitch depends on which bonus skip you do. Again, there is no Z-Wing. You're not spitting an enemy through the goal ring. The last time we did that was in 1-2. 1-1 and 1-2 are the only ones you have to spit enemies to the goal ring. So I don't do the pipe glitch here because I do the old school bonus skip, which I'll show you here in just a minute. I'll tell you about the other one, but you'll have to go watch other people do it. It's not hard. I just haven't had a chance. I haven't practiced it yet because it doesn't lose, this old school doesn't lose that much time. So if you're going to do the method that I'm going to show you, do not pipe glitch here or the bonus skip will fail every single time. That is without fail. If you pipe glitch here and you do the old school bonus skip, you will fail the bonus skip every time. So just remember that. If you pipe glitch here, you have to do the ducking strat. So don't know why that does that. I really don't. We just know that it happens. So I don't pipe glitch here. And as what I'm doing, you'll see that as this is loading in here, I'm holding right and B to buffer a rightward faced flutter. And I continue to hold right and B the entire time. I do not let go. Even here, see, I'm continuing to hold. And as you get this red coin, it's your last red coin, Yoshi will kind of do a little quick flutter here and then fall down. And that's when you'll see I never let go of right and B, and then right as I get to the goal ring, I jump. And that will stop the bonus right there every time. And that's 1-7. Like I said, it is. It was a little bit of a doozy for me right off the bat. It took me many hours to get 1-7 to where I was happy with it, and the learning process. And even still, I'm still learning. Actually, right before I recorded this, I learned a new strat just to include in the video from Brooklyn's 226 previous world record. So you never stop learning. So anyway, just practice it. The stage is gonna kick your butt a few times. You just got to keep practicing. So anyway, let's go ahead and rewind it and get it back to the beginning so you guys can see it with no stops.